All right, here's some booze for you with gusto. Boo! 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 Boo!
Every once in a while, you have to start with some Mark Ellis booze. It just kind of makes you feel alive. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Blathering. I'm Ken Napzok here for a 2025 edition of the podcast that began when I just wanted to curse a little bit more in the privacy of my own Patreon page. But now here we are, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, live on Facebook. You might be watching in one of those locations. You might be listening later. You might be listening to the audio version on the podcast feed, the Knapsack Network. Subscribe there. You want to listen to the shows over there, you can get any time over there, the audio version. You can get Monday morning show. You can get this one. You can get any other thing I decide to record with my fancy microphones. You never know when a hot Sizzler Nights will return. Speaking of hot nights, that's right. Some of you on the Patreon page may have seen the first hot Burbank nights, at least my headlining set. We also had a great show that night with Mark Ellis and Joe Starr. We had Jen Sturger. Who else was on that goddamn? Oh, Grace was on that show. Yeah. Oh, anyways, yeah. It was June of last year, so I don't even remember. But anyways, the second edition of the show is coming up Friday, January 10th, 7:30 p.m. Flappers Comedy Club, Yoo-Hoo Room. So if you're local, come see a great lineup of comics. It's going to be a fun show. I got some different things planned, and as well as some bits I've been developing and working on. A lot of things. Darman Walsh is here, says New York was all in drunk karaoke. That is probably related to what we got going on the poll. You're all checking in here, and I appreciate you coming back and joining me for a new year of broadcasting. I sometimes get my head over the technical things, and if you're watching this live or you're watching this later on YouTube, my camera's a little grainy tonight, and normally I don't have I keep the lighting low, and then I wear a hat, and that's the shadows and blah, blah, blah. I can only afford the 1080 package. I can't afford the 4K StreamYard package. Got it. But it's extra grainy tonight. Usually it's a lighting issue, and I've got too much light. I'm blown out. But the background's I'm in my head on the tech. You guys don't care about the tech. You just want to see my goddamn face. But here I am. We're going to get to NFL picks tonight. Big weekend in the NFL for me. We're going to take calls. We got some calls lined up. You can call in the channel, but call into the show by becoming a channel member here on YouTube or on Patreon. Be a new Patreon supporter like 8984M. Brady, join in the Patreon team there as well. Appreciate that. Cameron Stewart says, we just want Ken. Yeah, I love that. Major Problems is here. Ahoy, ahoy. We're going to have Major Problems calling in here too. So yeah, the new year, man, I titled this episode 2025 What Now, like last week, made the thumbnail, and then I finally remembered to put the link live yesterday. Shout out to Jared the TIE Pilot, who reached out on Blue Sky and was like, show tomorrow, idiot. I added the idiot, but I was like, oh yeah, the link, I didn't put the link up. I had made the thumbnail. I was so proud of myself. I made the thumbnail, and I don't make the greatest thumbnails in the world. I just put some stuff together, slapped it together, giggity, but here we are. But the year's already started. The year's already started, and the truth of what years are has smacked us right in the face. We have the what is being called a terrorist attack, domestic terrorist attack in New Orleans. I do agree with that classification of it. It's to be kind of a technical classification, but I'm there for that. But not there for the tragedy. 15 people gone now. And I almost don't want to dwell on it too much, but I watched the press conference. I just was, sitting around playing Star Wars Outlaws, relaxing. I had my sweatpants on New Year's Day and just kind of glued to the news on what was going on in New Orleans and the situation from the Trump Plaza building in Vegas. And the press conference was beyond ridiculous, troubling, a view of the next 4 years. If you saw it, I was watching it live on CNN, but it was just, and CNN was aghast. And sometimes I believe, all these news agencies can be a little aghast for the show of it. I get it, but they should have been, because it was a horrendous press conference. So I didn't know. I didn't even want to address any of it tonight. But I just was so. If you saw me on Blue Sky, I was pretty angry over. I have sympathy for those in tough situations that are unplanned tragedies in public safety. You cannot stop them sometimes. They're going to happen. You can't get into the hearts and minds of men. Doesn't mean you can't have laws on the books. Doesn't mean you can't try, and all those kind of things. But the press conference, which had Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana, who's just a dipshit. He's just a dipshit. And he's sitting there nervously sipping like out of a red cup in his little hunting. I goddamn hate the beige like hunting shirt. It's worse than cargo pants. And yeah, the mayor. There's some other officials. There's some that are okay. Then you had the chief of police, Ann Kirkpatrick, who she broke some barriers. She was the first female chief of police in the city of Oakland. She was also fired. Now, she was fired because she claimed, she later sued. I think they settled out of court. She said that she was exposing corruption, and the firing was retaliation. And you know what? I believe that, because police brasses, for the most part, corrupt across the board. I know that firsthand from stuff some of my friends have gone through. So I kind of believe her. But then, she comes, gets fired and then finds her way to New Orleans, because they just pass these failures around. And in I think August of 2024, the chief superintendent of New Orleans Police Department, but that's, as she explained in the press conference, is the duties of chief of police. She hit two pedestrians in her patrol car, coming back from an event. She wasn't on patrol. She was coming back from an event. I think it had to do with an injured or fallen officer, which respect to that. But she hit two pedestrians. And this is the person trying to keep you safe. And this is a person who's up there on a press conference saying, "We will not cower to fear." All these people, they love to sell strength in the face of your fear. We're the ones that run in while you run out. And they do, by the way. They do. I've had that experience. And it's kind of, as I've said before, don't let them act like it's this great hero decision. They love doing it. 17 years in public safety, I lived for the days where there'd be an explosion and I could run, and I daydream about it. One night, a motorcycle exploded in our parking structure. That was one of my favorite days, right? We like that. You like that. It's the adrenaline thing. It's the first responder blood. So, but it's, and the officers who engaged with the terrorist and shot him, I think that's a good thing. That's a good job. Good job. So they sell that. They sell the heroic nature of the law enforcement officers standing in the face of fear. But then in the press, this dipshit police chief. Well, we've known for 10 years that Bourbon Street, these bollards don't work as a safety measure, which we wanted to put them up there after the incident in Nice, over the other part of the world, where a car ran people over. So we wanted to put them up too. It didn't really work. And hey, you don't want them malfunctioning if you're trying to get an ambulance in there, which I agree with. So, we've known for 10 years it's a problem. So instead we just put officers on the street. And then she says, the terrorist drove around them. And I just saw the video today. He just simply drives around them. It's terrifying. He just drives around them. Now, I want to be clear, I don't fault the officers sitting there. But she's in this press conference, this superintendent of New Orleans Police Department, said, we had a plan. The terrorists defeated it. You've known for 10 fucking years that this doesn't work. You have apathy in your ranks sitting there. I don't blame them, but they're just sitting there, probably on their goddamn phones, checking out women. And then the terrorist drives around them. Now, what are they going to do to stop the car in that moment? No, nothing. So I don't fault them too much. But that's the system you put into place. And I had to watch this on a press conference. I had to watch Senator John Kennedy, a little dipshit with his red little. He was drinking like this. He was so nervous and angry. He was in this press conference just sitting there in the corner. The White House better give us answers. The White House better give us answers. More accurate voice of his. This is the next 4 years where they don't want to deal with the problems. They just want to get their little culture and political war started. Ineffectual. And then when the reporters started asking him questions about what's going on, how did this happen? You got the Sugar Bowl only at the time delayed 24 hours. How are you going to keep everyone safe? Because you're also saying, the FBI is saying at the time they thought this man didn't act alone. The FBI's since come out today and said he probably acted alone. What are you going to do about it? And all these dipshit magoos up there going, how Senator John Kennedy, well, what agency are you from? What new? They love to hate the media. They love to sell the fear of the media, right? Legacy media, mainstream media, which again is not perfect, has problems, and I do think I agree with a lot of the stuff that Bill Burr has been saying on podcasts lately about how they were handling the CEO murder, all that stuff. Totally get it. Throw rocks at him. But these reporters at a press conference ask you questions, and you couldn't answer a goddamn question because your dicks were flapping in the wind because you admitted 10 years ago you knew there was a problem on Bourbon Street. And your answer was, we're going to have him ready before the Super Bowl. So I was angry on New Year's Day. You had the situation in Trump Plaza. Cybertruck explodes. And initially, it's funny. Initially, it's like the vision of 2025, a Cybertruck on fire in front of Trump Plaza. But a man died. And now we know it's an active, a Green Beret, Trump supporter, by the way, but a Green Beret. Very angry with Biden student debt relief, and he goes into this. We don't know the whole story of it yet, so I don't even. That's why I also don't want to comment immediately. It was very funny, the pictures of a flaming Cybertruck in front of a Trump building. Very funny, but there was a dead body in there at the time of those pictures being shared across the world. That's why I'm okay. I'm just sitting back every once in a while. I don't pretend to know the answers on these, but both these situations have men in our military, former and current. And this isn't an indictment of military because there's a lot of great people in the military and there's great people in police departments and fire departments and all those guys. I'm there for that. You know I'm there for that. But this is also, I will say, I do believe in my heart this is the kind of thing of I'll put it under the bucket category of toxic masculinity. That's a very blanket statement of a term, and that can people take that the wrong way or they misunderstand it. I'm just saying you have these men who are looking to belong. They're looking for connections, and when they don't have it, and when they're isolated, and we don't deal with their mental health, this is what they'll do. They'll make a firework bomb in a rented Cybertruck with a detonator in their hand, a gunshot in his head, apparently, probably, obviously self-inflicted. But then you have people absolutely running wild with that. I'm sure we'll start seeing that. Someone put him in that car, and the deep state shot. That shit will come too. Because we still have dumb comics up there posting, why do we have fluoride in the water? Like this is the era we're in, and this was a bad day to start. It's a bad day. Bad day. So yeah, that was my New Year's Day. Wasn't a good one. Got in a fight. I got in a fight with my mother. Probably not talking to her anymore. She's probably not talking to me anymore. So 2025 is here, kids. And I want to get to some happy stuff, and I want to get to some calls. And I want to change the tone and change the subject. But, like I said, I can't, with that dumb fuck of a senator, one of the worst people in our government, John Kennedy. He and Tommy Tuberville, whatever the fuck that coach's name, Coach Tuberville, two of the dumbest human beings ever elected to the office, which is hard to do and say. You can't always stop this stuff. 17 years in public safety. I will tell you, some of the stuff that we came close to having only stopped because of a miracle. Only stopped because of one keen eye. Anytime we all go into a public place right now, the people in charge of your public safety, even the best trained and the best intended and the best of hearted, can only stop 20% of what might happen. The rest is reactionary. And I'm okay with it because sometimes, you don't want to be over surveilled and people have problems with that. And, I'm not a stop and frisk guy, but, I've been there. So I do have sympathy and understanding for what a lot of the high-ranking law enforcement officers in New Orleans are probably going through. And they didn't want this to happen. But you have a superintendent who ran 2 pedestrians over in August in her car. And they weren't hurt, I guess. They said, but she ran them over. You have her up there go, we will not cower. We will not cower. Oh, yeah, we knew for 10 years that this was a weakness. Sorry. and someone jumped in. Yeah, we've known. We were getting ready for the Super Bowl, not the Sugar Bowl, apparently. See, even New Orleans likes pro football more than college football. Picks coming at the top of the hour. If you're just joining me for the first time, this is what I do. Some days it's just really silly and stupid, and some days something happens in the world that pisses me off. And that's kind of where I'm at. It's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm kind of where I'm at because one of the things is, one of the things going on in my life is taken from ripped from my own headlines. Is there's I was having a conversation about the CEO assassination of this Luigi guy, and I'll just say right now, I don't think it was a good idea. I don't advocate the killing of CEOs. Okay, I don't advocate. I want to put that there for the record. YouTube probably demonetized this video already, so if you got a super chat for me, throw a bone to your Uncle Kenny. I don't advocate for that. I don't. I don't think that's the answer, but I do think there's a message behind it that needs to be understood by the people out here in the world. I don't think this Luigi guy had his head on straight. Another maybe mental health issue. I'm not saying he's right. I'm not calling for the French Revolution. All right? Because to do that means we actually have to put some things into play that I don't think we're all capable of doing. And maybe shouldn't be capable of doing. I'd be concerned if you wanted to bring guillotines around in the back of your car. But I was having a conversation. This led to this discussion point of well, what happens when there's the revolution? Then what leaders would you put in? And then I was told you want to install godless leaders. I hope to God godless leaders could get elected. But also, what I mean by that is reason and scientific based approaches. A little calming down on the rhetoric taken from the pages of the Bible. Manuscript that is a legend based on reality at best. But how can there's so many people out there who have that we can't have godless leaders in charge of our country. You voted for probably the most godless human being we've ever had in office once. You voted to put him back in there again. And he kept selling you Bibles and shoes and trading cards and NFTs, and he grifted you, and he continues to grift you, and he's just lying to your face, surrounded by the biggest Christian sycophants around him who are using the word of God that you hold so high, and you put him in there. Why? Because you think his policies might help. 10% cap on interest and credit cards. I like that. That's great, but not at the cost. The trans community hiding in their homes, afraid to come out, which is some things I know in my town. The whole immigration, God damn it, I'm so tired of it as we start this new year. And we got 18 days until the false prophet takes office. I have a great drink tonight. He is a literal, Cameron Stewart's right. He is a literal false prophet. I don't believe in the book of Revelation as a book of prophecy. I believe it to be intentionally vague. It was moved to the back at some point down the line. And it's quite possibly a coded message to Christians under Roman, Jews and Christians under Roman rule about how to fight back or get out of this or keep faith. That's probably most likely what it is, if it's anything. But you got people like Mike Johnson who base their policy packages and rule packages and all the things they're putting into play. And you got this false prophet warned about in the book of Revelation that you just put in the office again. This is not a great start to the year for me. But you know what is a great start? I created a drink. Okay. We're switching subjects. I want happy scrappy calls. All right, so I every once in a while I take a loan out and I go to Whole Foods and I get this 365, and I know Amazon connected. I know boycott Amazon, burn Bezos. I'm with you. But every once in a while, with the world as tough as it is, I'm gonna get a half frap something from Starbucks, which actually I really don't. Or I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and I'm gonna get this cherry vanilla flavor. Okay, cherry vanilla soda. cherry vanilla cream. Apologies. And I love it on its own. But we had laying around the house. We had some cherry maraschino liqueur. So I decided, what if I was to mix the two? What if I was to pour the cherry vanilla cream into a nice tumbler with the maraschino cherry liqueur? And I did it. Hot damn, it's so good. So good. Let's check the poll. 25 votes are in. If you're watching, hit a like button. What did I only 3 choices this time. What did you do for New Year's? I put the options as partied, which means to me that you left your house, you went to some other location, friend's house, restaurant, club, at the club. You went there and you partied, got home safe, got in an Uber with your fingers crossed that Uber doesn't get T-boned in an intersection. You got home. That's option 1. 2, you slept, meaning you stayed home, you tried to stay up, you wanted to watch Seacrest and the balls drop, you wanted to. Yeah, I know what I said. And you couldn't, and you tried. Maybe the kids were trying, and you and the wife fell asleep on the couch, or you and the kids, or you and the dog just couldn't. But 10:38, Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper are doing tequila shots, and you just start fading out, and you fall asleep. That was the second choice. The third choice, you stayed in, but you celebrated. You were like, yeah, let's do this. Let's stay up. I like watching the ball drop. I think it's kind of fun. I try to at least catch the 9 o'clock Pacific because, again, why? I'm in the best time zone. Why don't you all bow down to me on this and agree with me? The Pacific time zone is the best time zone. If you haven't lived in it, you don't understand. I stay up till 9 p.m. I watch the live dropping of the ball in New York. And then I figure out my night. And that's what I did. I had a low-key night. But I did watch the ball drop. Grace was relaxing. Francis was relaxing. I played some Fortnite. I played some Star Wars Outlaws, a game that I'm enjoying at a B+ level. And that was my New Year's. But I want to know yours. All right? I want to know that. Laserbolt says, the bar I live above was absolutely hopping. I knew that Laserbolt lived above a bar. But if I didn't, I would have guessed that in the best way possible. Laserbolt is a fantastic, fascinating character of a human being. I've never met in person, but I intend to. I intend to fly a drone with this man. Watching him go just camping by himself to Arkansas, just politely grilling out, seeing the stars. He's a little older than me, but he's got luscious hair and stories to tell. He is a man that lives above a bar. And Laserbolt, I hope you wear that with a proud badge of accomplishment. The bar I live above is absolutely hopping. I felt like I was right in the middle of it. That's actually great. That's the myth of Laserbolt Grill. I'm turning Laserbolt into a character. You know the old SNL Bill Brasky said, I'm turning Laserbolt into a character. I am turning him into a character. The legend of the Laserbolt. We're gonna write that pamphlet here. We should write that as a digital book and sell it. Anyways, so I enjoy this stuff. I enjoy New Year's. I didn't write anything down. I didn't do anything big. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to wake up every day. I'm going to wake up every day and tell myself I belong here and tell myself or ask myself, what do you want to give up today? What's holding you back from the success that you want or believe you can achieve? That's all I'm going to ask myself every day this year. Keeping it pretty simple. What do you want to give up? What's holding you back? And if you listen to last week's episode of a Monday morning show, I talked about just feeling like you belong. I shared a personal story from the last night. I was part of the Groundlings training program, a moment with Mikey Day and Kristen Wiig, and something I did that undercut, I think, my chances of success that I've held on to for a while. So there you go.
All right, here's.
Did I even? Oh, I did start the music tonight. I accidentally started giving us booze. Lauren Romo says I hung out with my family and played some. Do not know what that is. Ecure? What are you, French, Romo? You're a Lions fan. You can't be saying that. There's too many. The R is reversed, and was in bed before 10 p.m. All right. So in Shade says my celebration amounted to a few exchange messages and listening to my preferred rendition of Old Lang Syne. Ooh, I'd like to know what the preferred rendition is. Ranger Donald says, wake up and smile. Anthony over at Force Ghost Conversations. Check out his show. I did a great interview late last year. I was celebrating 5 years of Rise of Skywalker. My wife and I did a double feature on New Year's Eve. We call it the Family Drive-In Night and watch old drive-in commercials on YouTube before starting the movies. Oh, let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Oh, euchre. Okay. Like Bob Euchre. Well, it's not how you spell euchre, Eddie. But I know what you mean. What did Eddie Haskell do? Eddie Haskell says, everything I've had to start in 2005 is still waiting to start. I'm not going to rush into things. I think that's smart, too. I think that's smart. Ken checking in. Ken over there, check him out at Blue Milk Latte. Ken says, watch King Theoden and the Two Towers say, and so it begins at the stroke of midnight. Yeah, I love it. I've never done the timing thing. I've never done the start it now and the Death Star will explode. Start it now. What's the Pretty Woman one? Start it now and Julia Roberts will say, big mistake. You got to find the thing in there. All right. Let's check that. Let's check the. What am I checking? The poll. It's been a bad couple of days, friends. It's been a bad couple of days. I'm just happy to be here. Stayed in and celebrated is leading. 29 votes. 52% slept in or slept at home. 41% partied. 7% party. The reason I'm doing this. Is I wanted to test my audience a little bit. But I just have a feeling, right? You all agree with me here, maybe? I don't want to lead you into any decisions. I used to work with someone who used to do that all the time on their shows. I have this wild theory. Do you agree with me? Like you're forcing me to in a bad spot. I have this theory though that like I think we're all, and it's maybe over a certain age group. I think we're all over the partying on New Year's. It's dangerous. I know some friends that did it. Getting out to the suburbs is a little different. Big city. Close to big city, traveling into it. It's not safe anymore. It's not smart anymore. And it's not cost effective anymore. But I like being around friends. So that's the thing. I do miss some of that. I don't love all the time for the holidays just being completely alone. This year, I isolated. I even had to apologize to some friends. I was not hanging out with anyone Christmas, New Year's Eve. It wasn't happening. Grace and I barely hung out. We just did our own things. It was nice, and then we came together for food and TVs and movies and all that good stuff. So, that's what I was checking. Ranger Donald says I went hard and drank cherry Coke instead of regular Coke this year. God bless you. God bless you. Chris says I had a small get together with friends at my place and watched When Harry Met Sally, a New Year's tradition. Okay, I don't want to call her out. She might even jump into the studio, but I did want to watch When Harry Met Sally, one of my all-time favorites, a movie I have seen more than Star Wars: A New Hope. I wanted to watch it. It wasn't in the cards. Instead, over Christmas, we watched Collateral and The Departed, which I talked about last week. Yeah, I'm long overdue for a When Harry Met Sally viewing. David McKay says he finished Star Trek Prodigy and played video games until midnight. That's a good night. It's a good night. I could do without the Star Trek, but it just means more video games. You had David McKay has a great night. That's a good night too. 898 Forum says different vibes from Harry and Sally. Well, let's find out more. Let's go to the calls. Oh, I better get the call set up. I almost accidentally brought up Jared in his shirtless body. Though he keeps claiming he has a shirt on. I don't believe it. But before Jared, we got Jared, Evan, Addy lined up. He's not been around the last couple weeks. Life. I'm gonna bring in 898 for him. Okay, Brady, Kyrie, I need you on here, buddy. I need you to explain how your holidays went, and also tell us what it was like to be born during a storm on Y2K. So 898 welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you?
Hello. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful New Year, Ken. I hope you. I
It's
think you might need a hug, maybe
I just
a
need
virtual
more.
hug.
I just need more maraschino cherry liqueur. That's all I
Oh
need.
yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
What did you do? What did you do for your New Year's?
I was traveling and I was sick while traveling,
See,
and
oh,
and so
oh,
I wanted to watch the last Blathering, but
mm,
I just couldn't.
it's
I just
okay.
had to sit down on a pillow.
It's okay. Look, if you miss one of my shows, you know what it is. It's Strange Man Yells at Clouds. You don't need to go back and watch it. If you experience it, that's what you live for, buddy.
But I'm here for the strange man watching, yelling at clouds.
Yes, you are. Well, tell me about your New Year's. I mean, your
Yeah,
new start, your actual start to the new year. You
my
excited?
actual
You got
start.
some resolutions. What do you feel?
So I basically slept through the New Year's, still recovering.
Oh,
Um,
okay. So I know you were sick. Okay, that's the reason. But I was gonna say you're the youngest among us. You should have been at least watching the ball. Did you watch the ball drop? You couldn't. The sickness took you.
oh, the ball drop. I already saw the New York ball drop early. That was inning five. Aaron Judge. Sorry, I had to.
Oh, is that what you did? Oh, oh, wow. I saw that going around. For those that don't know what
Sorry.
Brady's talking about, someone said you could, if you started Game 5 of the World Series at a certain time, at the stroke of midnight, Aaron Judge would misplay the ball that kind of led to the Yankees losing the series. All right. Well, I see what you've done to start the year for me.
It's all right. I think the Yankees have made some pretty good moves offseason
Done
for
some great
losing.
moves.
So, yeah,
I'm
they
glad.
got pitching defense.
Yep. I'm in the end. I'm very happy that they got let Soto go and they got good players in return.
Yeah, what was the what we call it, the game plan against the Yankees last year? It was talent over fundamentals. Well, they got fundamentals now.
See, there you go. You're a good sports pundit. You're a good sports pundit, Brady. What's on your mind tonight? What's your specific question?
Well, I just want to say I'm glad that you're enjoying Outlaws. I want to know if you're like in Sabak. Are you a cheater or do you play by the rules?
I play by the rules. I'll tell you why, though. I can't. The first time I played, I figured out how to send Nix to spy, and then now I can't remember how to do it. And so I just keep playing straight up. But I did defeat the early high roller. I'm still early. I haven't even left the first planet, Tashara. So,
Yeah.
which sounded like a girl I dated in the early 2000s. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm pretty good at Sabak. I'm pretty good. I had a bad run last night in the Pike Syndicate room. But when I go to that secret one, the one in the back with the little Lilo Primoc alien guy, Boskik or whatever his name is, I kicked his ass. I got pure Sabak. I'm pretty good.
Oh wow, wow! You play by the rules. Oh, I'm the opposite. I have to cheat.
You have to cheat.
I have to cheat. I did not trust my odds at all.
What is that? Where does that come from? By the way, for those that don't know, we're talking about Star Wars Outlaws, the video game. And in the video game, you can take your main character that you play, Kay Vess, and you can go play Sabak, the most popular card game in the Star Wars saga. There's different versions of it. I'm playing Kessel Sabak. This is the Han and Lando game. You don't cheat out of, like, you're a scoundrel. You cheat out of you just don't trust or understand your odds.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think yeah, have you ever? So I think this trip I went to Vegas, right? There's something a little bit different with the computer and then real life odds because I think a computer
Yeah.
actually can't compute randomness fully. So
Right.
and of course the casino they're gonna tilt it a little bit in their favor.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
bit.
I had this case where some friends were playing blackjack and the computer straight wipe out. But they played against a
Yeah.
human, and well, the dealer he kept on what's the term? He kept on
Winning?
No, he kept on losing. I forget the
Oh,
term.
going bust?
Yeah, he kept on busting. Yeah,
Okay. Jared says never trust digi odds. That's what you're saying.
exactly. And so this is a game. I'm sure they tilt it in your favor because the video game they want you to feel good. But I still don't. I just don't trust it. I want to know.
Yeah.
I gotta know.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Look, look. I love playing video blackjack more than real. I get intimidated by other humans at the table, so I don't really. Even though I know the rules of blackjack and I can play, I'm actually pretty good at it. I just get nervous. I just don't. Ellis and Christian Ruvacaba, those guys. Last time I was in Vegas, they love go to a dealer. I get intimidated. Maybe I'll break that the next time in. So I understand what you're talking about. You can read a human. You can read the energy different. I'd rather be at a real sabacc table right now. I'll tell you that. I think I'm pretty good. I wish there was some sabacc tournaments for me to enter in right now.
Oh my god, they should do that at Galaxy's Edge, or like at least outside of Disneyland, downtown Disney, so us plebs can get it.
Yes, yes. Look, there's a I don't even know the name of it. There's a YouTube channel that wasn't too successful in terms of numbers, but it was like some Star Wars nerds, and they'd sit down on YouTube and they'd play sabacc and they'd film it, and I gotta look it up again. Maybe it's grown, it was such a great idea, and I saw this around the time of Solo, so they got to do that. Like Star Wars Celebration. Why don't they have sabacc tournaments? Is it because it's gambling? Is it because they don't want to associate Lucasfilm or Disney with it? Maybe. But that's do it off unofficial, like in the back room of a hotel, smoky back low lit room.
Oh my god! Yeah, they got to do that. I mean, Tokyo.
See, Plume's onto it. Ken's going to be running the Underground Sabacc Table Celebration. I'm not going to. I'm not going to Tokyo, but maybe the next one I can put it together.
Yeah, Florida.
If it's Florida or Anaheim, I'm there.
Oh, if Anaheim, I'm dealing in. But I'm so keen.
I even know the hotel I'll set it up in. It's going to be great. $100 buy-in. Let's do it. Disney doesn't need to know.
$100 buy-in. Oh no, I don't have that much money.
Jared wants Celebration Boston. Boston's got no city, a central city. I only was there for a couple days. I was so spread out. Like it was like LA. That's why you got to go to Anaheim. We're all plucked down there at Disneyland. It's like Vegas. You can't have a successful convention in Vegas for this kind of stuff. Like Comic-Con can't go to Vegas. Too spread out. Jared, when you get on the call, I want you to give me your plan for Celebration Boston. Is it just at that center field bar at Fenway Park? I want to know.
I want to shout out Jared from Boston. He liked my Lakers suffering tweet.
Well, of course he did. He probably even if he's not a Celtics fan, he's probably loved someone who's a Celtics fan in his life, and you're just connected. You're connected.
Just gotta love my suffering. I appreciate it.
There you go. Brady, thanks for calling in. It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah.
I know you've been busy the last couple weeks, and now to find out you've been sick, I'm glad you're feeling better, friend.
Yeah, starting the new year with a little recovery. Classic 24 to end in sickness.
There you go. And hey, I'm not going to force anything on you, but you take that bus up to Burbank and come out to the show next week, okay?
Oh, I definitely want to go.
Come on out.
It's a 90-minute bus ride, but I want to go.
Look, here's the pitch. You get yourself up there early. You go to the world famous Mark Ellis and Ken Napzok, Christian Ruvacaba approved Wood Ranch. You can slide up to that AMC theater that Chris Nolan goes to and take a picture with the Batman statue. And then you walk down the stairs, head right, and you're at Flappers. You'd have a great day.
Oh, what? That's Nolan? That's actually Nolan's favorite AMC?
There's many stories of him going to that one, yes.
Oh, wow.
I can't confirm nor deny. I've never seen him there.
Before it sounds stupid, what is a wood ranch?
What is a wood ranch? What is a wood? Only the greatest barbecue chain restaurant on the face of this planet. It is the regular stomping grounds of Mark Ellis, myself, and Christian Ruvacaba. Famous from the Collider days. We talked often about our wood ranch trips in the Schmoes days. I used to eat at the wood ranch at the farmers market in the Grove 5 nights a week, which might be some of my health problems. You got to try it. Come on, man.
Okay. Yeah. It's barbecue chicken.
Kielbasa, tri-tip, chicken,
Oh,
burgers, the greatest
All right.
mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and you order them like that. Mashed potatoes, all right, good drinks, great bar, great staff. Okay, it's all there for you.
Hey, if it's 10% as good as Texas, I'm in.
Look, I've been to Texas. I've barbecued. In Texas.
Oh.
I'm talking about chain restaurants. Okay, I'm not talking about some dude who took over his dad's barbecue shop and it's around the corner. I'm talking about chain like Texas Roadhouse or Black Angus or any of that stuff. This leaves them all in the dust. Look, even Brian Tiller with a good chicken sandwich at Wood Ranch. I don't think, and unfortunately, I don't think Brian Tiller's going to be able to make the comedy show this week, Brady. But if he was, I'm sure he would meet you at Wood Ranch and get a chicken sandwich with you.
Okay. I think you sold me. I'm gonna show up early, get a chicken sandwich, and then I'll join some comedy.
It's going to be a great night of shows, great night of comics. Laserbolt says, "When I hear Wood Ranch, I think Cracker Barrel." No, you don't. No, you don't, Laserbolt. No, you don't. Stop playing darts at that bar. Get upstairs. Google it. Wood Ranch is way better. It's way better. All right, Brady, thanks for calling in, man.
All right, thanks for having me.
David says chicken sandwich. Watch your tone, Mackay, if that is your real name. All right, chicken sandwich, quotation marks. Jake says LA has no real barbecue. Yes, it does. Your problem with LA, Jake, is the most bizarre thing. You haven't experienced it, man. You haven't gone. Have you gone to Philippe's for a French dip? Have you get that au jus at Philippe's? Have you gone with Dorina on a taco crow? I think you've experienced Burbank, which might let you down. You got to experience LA. Come on, Jake. Come on, Yakavetta. All right, we got several calls to get to. Top of the hour, we're going to have NFL picks. Big weekend for the Miami Dolphins. We have a chance. Rich T in chat, who just now heard of Wood Ranch as well. Rich T says the truth. The Dolphins have a slight, slim chance. Kansas City's not playing Patrick Mahomes. They're all set, but they don't want to lose. They don't want Denver to celebrate in their field, or actually I think it's at Mile High. Bo Nix is great, but he's still a kid. Dolphins got Snoop Huntley going, and I actually don't say this out loud. Kind of like that better. All right. I know French dip isn't barbecue as Vetnik. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Haskell says, hope to get to LA when they have people bring me around to different food places they love. Great. I'll start. McDonald's, Del Taco, Wood Ranch, Del Taco again. There's a vegan frozen yogurt place we'll go to over in Glendale. Damon's in Glendale. Oh, man. 898 for him says French dip was invented. Yeah, Philippe's is one of two places that claims it created French dip. All right, he better have a plan. Oh, no, Jared, you have one. I'm sorry, Jared. I'm teasing you, Jared. It's because you do have a shirt on, and that's disappointing me. He called in. He called in real early, and we haven't had him on the show in a while. So I want to welcome back to the show. Major problems. Evan, check it in. Evan, how are you doing, buddy?
Hey Ken, I'm good. How's it going?
It's going, man. It's good. It's not all bad. It's sometimes good.
It is sometimes good. I'll agree with you on that sentiment.
Yeah. What's on your mind? What have you been up to? How was your New Year's? What did you do for your New Year's night?
Crazy holiday season, with wife and the son. Everybody's good. Had a good time. Lots of blinking lights in. The box is always more popular than the toy. But that's that's normal. New Year's, the little guy goes to bed around 7:30, so that leaves a lot of time for me and the missus to just watch Law and Order SUV, Alphabet Soup, the best police officer of all time, Olivia Benson.
Yes, this is great. I love you and the missus. You're sounding like a sitcom dad, and I love this.
Yep. That and we were in bed, and I was nodding off before they said Happy New Year in New York.
That's fair. You had a full night. The kids down. You're watching some SVU. You've got it. That's a night. That's a start to the year.
For sure. Yeah. I couldn't ask for more.
Yeah. Well, we all could, but I did play the lottery on New Year's Day. I had $10 in my pocket, and I went down to get a coffee on New Year's Eve, and my guy Jimmy there was like, "Jimmy, should I play?" He's like, "You better play, brother." So I played, and I lost. Maybe next year.
Yeah, next year. Just keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that, Ken.
Thank you, Evan. What is specifically on your mind tonight? How can I answer any questions for you?
Well, I'll just chat a little bit. Well, I appreciate everything you said in your opening monologue, and a well said from me.
And you know it. You know you're in the line of work.
It's to quote a very good Tom Clancy movie and a very okay Ben Affleck movie. An event like that is the sum of all fears for a lot of us in that line of work, and I was very much looking forward to the Sugar Bowl, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. It was after that happened, it was the furthest thing from my mind. But
yep, and they ended up postponing it till Thursday, right, or tonight, right?
Tonight,
is it tonight? It's tonight. Yeah.
That's
right.
It was. Yep, my Fighting Irish claimed victory for the first time in a big bowl game for the first time in my lifetime. So that's pretty cool.
There you go. So all good. All's well that ends well there. Yeah, I honestly just now in this moment realized it's Thursday.
It is Thursday. Thursday night blathering with Ken.
I wouldn't even know. First of all, hold on. I got to catch up to, and I want to hear more from you here, Evan. Laserbolt says my favorite sandwich always been a Reuben. Laserbolt, you're losing my faith. A Reuben is so bad. It's such a bad sandwich. Oh my God! All right, Laserbolt, you're gonna have to call in next week, Laserbolt, and maybe I'll go get a Reuben and we'll debate this. All right, Evan. What else? What else could I help you with?
That was it. I just wanted to give you a well said and enjoy my victory, my first big bowl win for the Fighting Irish in my lifetime.
Hey, my fantasy baseball co-owner that I've owned that team now for 25 years. That's a crazy number. He Fighting Irish. He has a big Fighting Irish tattoo. Absolutely happy for him and happy for you.
I'm wearing my father's Jeff Samardzija jersey. His Notre Dame Jeff Samardzija jersey.
Jeff Samardzija, I know he is. You know why? Because Corey made us draft him on our fantasy baseball team when he was pitcher for the Cubs.
I'm representing Jeff Samardzija tonight, and I'm sure he's smiling wherever he is.
I'm sure he is. Thank you, Evan, for calling in.
All right,
Thank
Ken,
you.
Thank you.
I've ignited some controversy. Vermont Mike says Reubens are fantastic. Swiss kraut dressing pumpernickel. You just said all four. That is a four. Every one of those things. Swiss kraut dressing pumpernickel are what I submit to the court as evidence that Reubens aren't good sandwiches. Mike Fink grew up on Reuben sandwiches. Well, we're happy that you're the man that you became, Mike Fink, because that's could have stunted your growth. Oh my! He says Reuben too. Yeah, I love food. There's nothing. Laserbill grew up on sauerkraut. That is what a man who lives above a bar would say. See, Jared agrees with me. See. Ranger Donald's going to stop sending me things. Wow, a Reuben on rye bread is one of the best sandwiches ever. See, this is there's nothing that incites passions in human beings like food talk. This is why we're going to do the great sandwich off. Brandon Hanna's here. Check out Brandon Hanna's channel. I like a good Reuben. Katz is the best. Well, then, Hannah, you know what you got? You got to take me down to Katz's Deli, and then I can try a Reuben in a proper deli setting. Reubens. All right. I got we got picks at the top of the hour. I got calls lined up. He better have a plan for Celebration Boston. Jared the Tie Pilot, not shirtless. You're anti-Reuben. Why?
Of course.
Is it the kraut? Is it the Swiss? What is it?
There's other than Swiss cheese, there's nothing good about that sandwich.
It's also
bread,
like
meat, sauces. No.
Isn't it generally served hot? Grilled. Grilled cheese is the only hot sandwich a human should have.
Well, that's just wrong because cheesesteak exists.
Oh, yeah, you East Coasters. Okay. I'll get a cheesesteak with you.
But in the great sandwich war that there is, I will always say the best sandwich will always be the simple grilled cheese.
Yes, exactly. I was on my grilled cheese fix for 2 months ago.
Right? Just it will not be topped because everything else is trying to compensate.
I'm looking at I Wikipedia'd. I've been donating to Wikipedia for about 4 years. Maybe you all should now too. I'm looking here.
Oh, sorry.
Here's what I don't like about the Reuben pictures I'm seeing here. This is why apologies to Laserbolt. I want you to find your own joy and celebrate who you are. The sandwich looks like after Han cut open the tauntaun. I can't get behind it.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh,
wrong.
look at this. There's different versions. There's the Montreal Reuben, Thousand Island dressing, which I do like. So maybe Vermont Mike, if you subs the Russian dressing for Thousand Island, maybe I'm in. Walleye Reuben, grouper Reuben. We got about a fish Reubens here. Reuben egg rolls, Rachel sandwich, the Dinty Moore sandwich. The Dinty Moore sandwich is a Detroit variation with substitutes coleslaw or shredded lettuce and tomato for the sauerkraut. It is sometimes on toasted white or wheat bread instead of toasted rye, and sometimes amidst the Swiss cheese. It's often a triple decker. This is not a Reuben, but I want the Dinty Moore sandwich.
Gee, I was just lost in like, it's keep going. It doesn't stop.
That's not a Reuben.
Oh, my Lord.
But I want that. Okay,
And
you
also,
Detroiters, you need to get that.
Laserbolt's being mean to me in the chat. He says he's going to make me a peppermint Reuben. That's just cruel and unusual.
Laserbolt says Monte Cristo. Monte Cristo's good too. I have about once a decade. You're all saying Russian dressing is the same as Thousand Island. What are you all talking about? What delis are you eating at? Russian dressing is first of all it's I don't know. I'm going to look at Thousand Island. What are you talking about?
I would trust the Nabsock to know.
No, maybe
Russian.
I could be wrong on this. It's not just if it was just Vermont Mike, I'd be like, look, it's getting cold up there in Vermont. Your brain's probably swelled. But Mike Fink, I trust I've had breakfast with Mike Fink. Once you have breakfast with a human, you trust him. So if Mike and Mike says it's true, it's true. I love Thousand Island dressing, and I don't like Russians because I'm Ukrainian. So maybe that's the problem. Peace on earth, everybody. Peace on earth. All right, Jared. Russian dressing plus relish equals 1,000 Island, says Laserbolt. Okay. Jared, what's your plan for Celebration Boston?
Well, many options. First off, Boston is a much better city than LA. Always will be. And second off, harkens. Your streets are
this big. Your streets are this big. They're made for horses.
Yeah, because we're historic as fuck.
That you are.
But I did
see Paul Revere's house.
Yep. Just going by sheer numbers, your Anaheim Convention Center is approximately 1,800,000 square feet. Our Boston Convention and Event Center is 2,100,000 feet, and right across the street from said Boston Convention is the Seaport World Trade Center, another convention hall which used to house the Great Boston Comic Con.
Okay.
So right there, we've got plenty of size. Also, right next.
I like your plan so far. Okay.
And where these two are situated is in our historic Boston Seaport, which has multiple buses and South Station, about a half mile at most, right across the way. And you say it's too spread out. I say that's a good thing, because why be crammed in with 500,000 people in a little area when you can breathe a little, have that little trip. Chinatown's a mile and a half away, right there.
Look, there. Yeah, you said it right there. Go up the Parkway and see the Fenway Park. Look, I want to be clear.
My goddamn car in the goddamn yard, all I want.
I want this to be clear. My first time in Boston was in April of this year, and I loved the fuck out of it. To quote where history is fuck. I love that city. The whole city's a pub. You got no fight for me on the city. Now, is it better than Los Angeles? Yeah, perhaps Los Angeles is spread out. But I'm not sold quite yet because you get lost easy on the freeways. All of your drivers out there are wicked crazy. You don't even know what you're doing on your parkways.
We've been over this. You guys need to learn how to drive. We've been over this.
Mark Ellis and I got in an Uber, and the guy got lost. We were almost late to the Laugh Boston Comedy Club in his town. He was like, sorry, man, I missed the off ramp on the Parkway. Like, 'cause it's freeways, everybody. They're freeways. All right. Again, West Coast, best time zone, best name for our highways. Anyways,
the time zone that you're living in a lie right there. The time zone thing.
Jared, how am I living in a lie? I get to watch Skeleton Crew at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. It's wicked smart. God damn
Oh
it.
God. Oh, love you, Ken.
All right, Jared, you're selling me on the size, and you have the alt venue across the street, which might be able to hold the big facility. That might be like the Hall H because they need that.
Yeah.
But Chicago was a good time. 2019 Celebration Chicago was a great time. But the city is so spread out in terms of hotels that it didn't have the cohesion that Anaheim has. And Orlando doesn't even have that either, even though it's built for it. The convention center, it's a big thing. But Star Wars Celebration needs, and London, we made it work. But Anaheim's the best because it's built for this, and it's built for getting plastered in hotel lobby bars and making mistakes, Jared. And I don't know if I can make the mistakes or anyone can make the mistakes out in Boston.
Well, the Seaport Trade Center is also a hotel, so we got that right there.
Okay. Yeah. The hotels. Look, I'm on board. If it's in Boston, I'll be there 2 days early, and you and I are going to meet at that Fenway Park Centerfield bar. I'm going to have the chili that I had when I was there last, and you're going to tell me all the stories of the city, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time, Jared.
Oh,
All right.
that we will.
I got a sticker. You got a laser picks here at the top of the hour. Addie's going to call in and yell at me about I only listened to one or two songs because then my week went to shit. But maybe I need the musical theater to lift my spirits. Laserbolt says, "Do you think Laserbolt? Thank you for the super chat. I know you need gas money for your RV when the world ends, so I appreciate this. Do you think Star Wars Celebration will ever return to Chicago? It seemed to be pretty smooth here. Had a blast. I had a blast too. I don't think it will because it's possible. It's a big enough facility to hold it. There is enough hotels in the city. It's a major metropolitan area. It's the second city, as it were. I did at the time know some of the people who were in charge of Star Wars Celebration for Lucasfilm, and I think it wasn't their favorite. And also, they did 5 days, and they regretted doing that. Even though the 5th day, because I got snowed in and I ended up staying, that ended up being my favorite day at the actual con. So I don't know. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that it goes back to Anaheim or Orlando. It could go somewhere else after Tokyo. I do hope it comes back to the States, not just because I'm state centric because I live here, but 2 years abroad. Maybe we alternate it. 2016 London, 2017 Orlando. You know, we could do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Lauren Romo says Chicago Celebration was her favorite. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because she met me. No, I'm kidding. She had a great time.
Why do I feel like they also choose the cities based on the tax break they're going to get?
Could very well be, and there could be. Yeah, we should look at. I like it. It's so cynical. It's as cynical as fuck as your city's history, and I want to find out.
Right? Like, it shouldn't make sense, but, it's this country, and it does.
And it does. Jared, I got to get to NFL picks. I got to get to Addie. I got to get to Chris King. I got to get to Jonathan. You and I could just do a spin-off show called Boston versus Burbank, because not even L.A. Because Yakovet is going to come here and come hard at L.A. I'll defend L.A. just on principle. But I do live in Burbank, which is not technically LA.
I will give LA one thing over us. I will go on that taco crawl with Dorina.
Dorina Ariano and her taco crawls. We just had one 2 months ago. It's fantastic. The downtown LA ones, beautiful. Beautiful experience. So we'll do it. All right, Jared, thank you, buddy.
Ken. Yep, be safe.
Ranger Donald says, why not Philadelphia? Let's go find Ken in a hotel bar. I'd be down for that. I mean, I want to have a hotel drink with Ranger Donald, just regardless. But Philly, I've never been to Philly. I was supposed to go to Philly for a Wizard World, but I ended up not going on the trip. Hal Lublin's here. Speaking of Philly, this is the child of Philly. This is Philly's own Hal Lublin. Hal, what could you and your wife got to come out to Flappers next week to see Scrimshaw and I, because then I'm going to make an offer to your wife to be on the next comedy show. Okay, So like, but don't tell her yet. Just unless she's listening. She's not listening. You're probably playing Fortnite with Plume right now. But Hal Lublin says, when are we going to Philippe's? Lublin, let's do this. Let's do this. I've been wanting to go back to Philippe's. I've been begging some of my friends. But no one wants to go with me. Lublin, get your car, drive over here, pick me up. We'll have Plume fly in. Let's do it. Let's go to Philippe's. I love that. Love that. All right. Jake Yakavetta says, New Year, new me. Pff, yeah, wait. Did you shade me? No, I didn't shade you, Yakavetta. I didn't shade you. I want you to love my city. Plume says, heads up, we're all in Fortnite talking about you. There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. It is the top of the hour, 6 o'clock. We do NFL picks. But now I got to make sure we're set up here. Hold on. All right, there he is. Steve is calling in, videoing in. How you doing, buddy? How'd you spend your New Year's? What's going on?
Good. Happy New Year. Thanks again for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm getting texts. So I'm slightly distracted. Okay, cool. I'm back with you. I got to be honest. I was distracted. All right, Steve. We're here. What did you do on New Year's?
We're here. I didn't, Ken, like I said before, I've got a 1-year-old, so I didn't do too much on New Year's, but we celebrated at home. We had a good time.
That's good.
Yeah, it was
I love
nice and
that.
quiet. Yeah, no, it was a good time. But New Year, so, getting back in the groove of things, trying to, just keep it on, keep moving.
You had a return to work. I saw you had a great post about all those things of let's circle back in the new year. Now you got to cash in on those.
Yeah, circle back Thursday. Monday's gonna be the worst. Monday is like today was like kind of like a dig out of the email inbox kind of day and kind of make sure there was nothing like horrible in there. Monday is the day it's like, oh shit, all that stuff I said, oh hey, let's look at that in the new year.
Yeah,
I guess we have to look at it now.
How many emails in your inbox
this morning? Like 40 something. Not too bad.
That's not
for
too
work
bad.
email for me. That's pretty good. Like 40 like actual emails. That's like not the spam and all the like the junk. 40 things I had to like actually look at. So no, it wasn't too bad.
We got some breaking news. I don't want to bring the world down here, but Mike Fink says 2 killed, 17. A small plane crashes the roof of Fulton. This year's not starting off good.
Jeez, it's like it's the second still. Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Holy hell.
All right, here we go. But yeah, so I want to get your thoughts here, and I want to be clear. I'm not taking away any human's love of a Reuben sandwich. If Mike Fink, Vermont Mike, and Laserboat love a Reuben sandwich, I like those people. I would break bread with those people. A Reuben sandwich is a disaster. It's a disaster. So, but I want to get your thoughts on a Reuben sandwich.
Yeah, Reuben sandwich, in my opinion, is it's what's wrong with cold cuts in general. Yes. I don't think not much else needs to be said on the Reuben.
Yeah,
and from my opinion, because I'm not a huge cold cuts guy to begin with. Like, it needs to be. I need a lot of like dressing, and I don't mean literal dressing, but like other things dressing up the sandwich in order for me to really be interested in a cold cut. And a Reuben is just not that.
Okay. I respect it. I like cold cuts, as you know. But as long as you're in with me on the Reuben fight, that's good.
No, anti-Reuben train.
But Yakavetta says we'll give you a dope ass recipe for French dip. French dip. That's why I want to go back to Philippe's. Hal Lublin, if it's crowded at Philippe's, I'll sit on your lap and eat a sandwich with you. That's how much I love Philippe's. All right. Steve, where do you want to go? Are we ready for picks? How are we feeling? What are we doing?
I had one more idea here before we go to picks. And also, I'm going to just really quick, because I don't want to mess up your actual pick segment. I'm just going to give a quick little preview, make sure this works. Boom. Oh, perfect. We're in business.
Perfect.
Okay.
Got it.
That'll be good for later. One idea. Let's make a holiday. I want to make a holiday. Let's say you are now, maybe not this administration, but maybe a future or past administration, you have been tasked with, Ken, we need you to make a holiday. The purpose of this holiday is, first of all, it's definitely going to be a work holiday. Like, as many people as possible are not going to work on this holiday.
Not going to work. Okay.
So what is this holiday going to be? What are we celebrating? What are the rituals? What do we need a holiday for?
I'll take out the sincere answers that some people might have. Super Bowl, but it's a Sunday, so the day after, a lot of people. But
that's a good one.
Even though I love the Super Bowl and love football and love sports, I don't think we need that. Election day, would be a good national holiday. I think that would be good. I think that could work. And then we'd have to, assure that people, I mail in, but I'd take the day off and go and cheer people on, right? Unless I was following a guy today down the center of Burbank, and he had an American flag on the back of his truck. I don't have a problem with that in theory, but the American flag was made out of bullets, different sizes of bullets, and the stars were bullet holes. I won't cheer that guy on when he votes. But election day is a possibility. But I'm trying to really think here. Where do you go? Give me a second to think about it. Where do you go?
I think election day is a really good one. I've heard leap day every 4 years being a good one.
That was my grandmother's. That was my grandma's birthday, so that'd be good. We could just all celebrate that. Okay.
Yeah, then that's not an original idea. I've heard other people talk about leap day as being a thing, but I think I agree with that. I think that's an amazing day just because it would be every 4 years. It'd be you just really go out. It's like the Olympics of holidays.
Yeah,
so that would be a good one. But no, I think election day practically and like to be a good person, election day would be the best. You would really need that to be like a legit like everything is closed holiday, because the thing with making election day a holiday, in my opinion, is I don't want folks in like the retail industry to just be a commercialized holiday, and then all of a sudden now with folks who work, in retail or other service industry jobs, it becomes a super busy day for them. So all of a sudden they can't work. Now we have a whole other,
Right. And as someone who used to work on Christmas, that's why I think I have a little bitterness towards Christmas as a holiday, because it was a horrible time for me. But I agree with that. It's like there was one pastor in an old church I went to that I really respected. He refused to go to restaurants on Sunday because he was like, why, if I want those people to come to church to be saved, why do I want them to work at the restaurant that I go to lunch? And he was kind of called everyone out on it in the congregation, which I respected. So yeah, I'm with you on that. But in terms of oh man. I'm drawing a blank here because I think election day might be my legit answer.
Okay. Well, if you think of a better one, we can circle back to it after.
We'll circle back.
Just like everything else in the new year, we're circling back. But I think other than that, we're ready for picks.
We are ready for NFL picks. We do this every week, and this is it's a big one. Oh, I got a pen this time. Did I bring my paper? Oh, yes, we did. What did I do last week? Steve?
Last week, Ken, congratulations. That was the first 5-0 week on the Blathering all season, right before the end. You squeaked one in there before the end.
I'm telling you, I felt it. I knew it. I believed in my Dolphins. I believed in Snoop Huntley, though at the time we didn't know it was as bad with Tua. And that secures my season for over 500 as a prognosticator, right?
Without a doubt, you are now officially 45, 34-1 on the season. So even if you had a dreadful week this week, you are well above 500 on the year.
This is amazing. I mean, I'm so proud of myself. 2 years ago, I wasn't watching football anymore. 2 years ago, I didn't know who was on the Miami Dolphins. Mark Ellis would give me updates and be like, and finally, after week 2, the Denver game was like week 3 or 4, or maybe week 2. Okay, but right before the Denver game, where the Dolphins scored like 70 points, Ellis goes, hey, man, I think you might want to follow your team. It's something good going on here. And this year we fell back a little bit, but I'm back in. And, Steve, I am better than Chris Berman was at his prime.
Hell yeah, you are. And we got one more week to improve and really shore up that record. So let's do 5 more picks. 5
more big picks in the final weekend of the NFL's regular season. Where do we go, Steve?
Final week. All right, here we go. Week 18. Pick number 1 is, and I got my graphics. Here we go. Pick number 1, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a 1.5-point dog at home.
At home. Burrow's playing like an MVP. The fact that an 8-8 quarterback is in the MVP conversation is crazy, but it's true. I loved watching that game. Crazy game. When that Cincinnati backup kicker missed that 33, he thunked that kick. I texted Mark Ellis and I said, Mike McDaniel's going to get fired because of a backup kicker on another team thunking one. But Burrow pulled it out. Miracle. So I love it. But guess what? I need them to lose. They're going to lose. I'm manifesting this. Pittsburgh at home. Yinzers, rise up. Steelers are going to win this game.
All right. Taking the Steelers and ending Joe Burrow's dreams for the season. Okay. Game number 2.
Number 2.
Kansas City at Denver. Denver is a 10.5-point favorite at home. They'll be playing Kansas City's backups, and this is a huge game for your Miami Dolphins.
Oh yeah. Adam Witt is in chat, and he's saying I'm wrong. That's because he's Eric Davis's biggest fan from Cincinnati, Ohio. But you know I'm right, Adam, in your heart. Kansas City, I know, no Mahomes. Taylor Swift is playing tight end. I get it. But Denver being a 10.5-point dog?
10.5-point favorite. 10.5-point for minus 10.
Favorite. I read that. Sorry, I read that wrong. Nah, that's not going to happen. No. Broncos. They might win, but I need to manifest the loss. Look, how do I play this here? Maybe. Do I reverse psychologically engineer this, Steve? Do I say the Broncos are going to win, but the Chiefs are going to cover, and then therefore, in reality, the Broncos will lose, and the Dolphins will get in the playoffs? Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say the Broncos win, but there's no way the Chiefs are going to lose by 10.5 points. Chiefs are going to cover.
All right, your hope is all in Carson Wentz. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Game number 3.
Yeah.
Washington at Dallas. Dallas is a 4.5-point dog at home. It was really tough to pick 5 games this week that actually mattered.
That matter.
This has at least seeding implications. Washington wants to win to blah, blah, blah.
Hands down, going away, Washington.
All right, we'll get out of here nice and quick. Ken is taking Washington. All right, game number 4. This is the big one on the week. Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit is a 2.5-point favorite. Winner of this game is the number 1 seed in the NFC and gets a first-round bye.
Ooh, this is a great one. And I know Romo. I know Laserbolt. I know the employees of the Detroit Pizza Stop restaurant that I'm going to go to soon probably want me to say the Lions. And the Lions are my NFC team. I don't like that Lions defense. It is the Swiss cheese of a Reuben sandwich right now. And I know in their heart of hearts they wish the Dolphins probably released Calais Campbell so they could have a little help on the line. It didn't happen. Calais is going to try to ride it out with Miami, at least for this week, and I like that decision. I believe in him. This is my upset pick of the week. I'm going Vikings. No kitties, Vikings.
Wow, taking the Vikings to upset the Lions. That would be a big deal. Lions have been dominating all year, and for the Vikings to come in and get that 1 seed.
Lions are my NFC Super Bowl team right now. I'm in my heart, I'm rooting for Washington for the memory of Molly the Wonder Dog and Mark Ellis. But I don't know. I didn't like that defense. It was a crazy game, shootout. But the 49ers, man, they got like the Ushers playing wide receiver.
Right. Big game. Should be fun. All right, here we go. Final game of the potentially final game.
That's why Steve. This is why Steve. You're so good at this segment. I'm the crazy host who's like, "It's gonna rain in the desert." And you're like, "Great. All right, next pick."
we gotta. Train's gotta move, Ken. Miami is at the New York Jets. The Jets are 1.5-point dog at home. This is for all the marbles for the Dolphins, assuming the Broncos also lose.
Yeah, we gotta do a little scoreboard watching, and I don't even know who's going to be a quarterback for the New York Jets, and quite frankly, don't even care. I hope Aaron Rodgers rides off into the sunset. Great quarterback, Hall of Famer. Nut job, but a lot of people are in the business. So God bless him. Head on out. I'm absolutely taking the Dolphins. And I know it's going to be Snoop Huntley, but Snoop Huntley looked everything the Pro Bowl quarterback he was when he filled in for Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. He just needed a little time with that system. Is he Tua? I still like Tua. I still believe in Tua. If we get in the playoffs, I want Tua back. But I loved Huntley and his ability to run, and he was calling out the block that guy. Oh, I loved watching it. Dolphins winning big in New York.
Taking the Dolphins. And Ken, for the record, that was the first time I've ever written down your name next to the Dolphins before you even made the pick. You'd think I would have learned by now, but today was the first day I decided, I see where this is going. I'm safe to write this down. So.
You're safe to write it down. Look, in the time we did this season, I think I went against the Dolphins once, right?
Once. You went to, I'd have to look up to do the research on my list here, but yeah, I believe you went against the Dolphins one time.
One time indeed, but not, and I believe, and look, We get in the playoffs, 9-8. We probably go to Buffalo. It's not pretty. Doesn't matter. 3 years making the playoffs. McDaniel gets one more year. We get healthy. I still believe in McDaniel and these Dolphins. I'm excited, Steve. It's a big weekend. You know how excited I am? A friend invited me to a party Sunday afternoon, and I said, it's football. I got to stay home. They're kind of upset, but I understand. But we're watching the game.
Well, week 18, just a quick recap. We are taking Pittsburgh over Cincinnati, Kansas City over Denver, Washington over Dallas, Minnesota over Detroit, and as always, the Miami Dolphins over your New York Jets. Those are your picks for the final week of the season, week 18.
Wonderful. We'll get to the playoffs. We'll do all the playoff games that we can. Steve, appreciate it. As always, you're the best, my friend. All right?
Thank you so much, Ken. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Steve and the NFL picks. That's what we love doing around here. It's been the first breakout segment of the show, and I have a lot of fun. Catching up with chat. You're all being supportive of this crazy drunk man screaming. Romo says, I'll remember this, but I respect the pick. I love that. Kitties, you guys wanted me to take the Lions. Adam Witches says, love you. Gwen's here. Say hi to Gwen. They're here as well. Happy New Year, such as this, Ken. May the new year get me out of the hellhole known as Florida. Landed in California for the year's up. Gwen, we're going to welcome you to California with a big open arms. Love this state. A lot of great places in it, and it's not Florida. Aaron Parisian is good going on the poll here. I'll check the poll in a second. Was playing video games and didn't realize Minute had come and gone choice on year's poll. That was kind of me. I was playing like Outlaws and Fortnite, and suddenly looked up and it was midnight. And oh gosh, bless. Look, I had a lot of super chats that I missed. So let me just roll through these. And I got Addie coming up here with a call. I got Chris King. I got a quote old friend. Oh, I see who it is. Yeah, that's a good friend. That counts. Brendan's here. Jonathan's here. We're getting some calls, but I got some questions. Luke Skywalker. That's dirty. That's dirty. Why didn't you release your Star Wars Celebration 2 panel video? Trying to think which one was that. Was that Force? No, we didn't do one. Force Center didn't do one in Anaheim. We don't believe in panels anymore. I don't know. Probably because we didn't have a tape of it or a good tape. The one in London was released. What did we do at Anaheim? Were we on panels? I can't remember. Joseph and I, a long time ago, we had to talk about it going into London. We're like, we're not submitting for panels anymore. We'll be on panels, but they don't really do much. They don't move the needle. But they're fun and they get you the free pass. But I don't enjoy going to panels much. I like being on them, but I don't like putting them together. But I can't remember the one. Luke Skywalker, if that is your real name. But thanks for the super chat. Brandon Hanna's here. Thoughts on Del Taco milkshakes? Have not tried them yet. If you're talking about one that's like new and specific, I'm trying to think. But historically, the Del Taco strawberry shake is to die for. It's better than a Reuben sandwich, I'll tell you that much. Laser Bolt. Oh, we did get that one over the super chat there. Yacovetis we got. Plume checking in, and we got Jared with another Ken and Ken Watch. It's not happening. Adam Witt, you're a French dip. You're a French dip. I want to eat you. Hey, giggity. Adam Witt is an Arby's French dip. That's a good use of a super chat, Jake. I really mean that sincerely. And the final one here, Steve, who I should be paying him since it didn't happen to your Little Finders fee. One hell of a week when we took. That was. I should have seen that before. Don't gamble, kids. Okay, apologize. All right. Rich T, Jasper from The Simpsons. It's a paneling. That's a great reference. All right. She's probably gonna yell at me. We're gonna see how many miles she ran this week, but she's gonna yell at me because I only got to about 2 of those videos, and then life got kind of tough for me. But maybe that's why I need a music experience and a song of my soul. Addie, how are you? How was New Year's?
Uneventful.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no, New Year's isn't a big thing for me. I do have to say, as a New England transplant from the West Coast, you are entirely correct about the Pacific time zone.
It's the best.
I miss the Pacific time zone during very specific things. New Year's, Super Bowl,
right?
The Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wake up between 5:30 and 6 a.m. every day. I can't stay up past like 9:30. Like,
well, yeah, you like again Oscars. That's a great example. 5 p.m. here. The pre-show starts.
It was great. It was over by like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, people like John Mariano.
I had to go to bed.
Yeah, John Mariano out in Long Island. He has to sit down and watch the Golden Globes at 8 p.m. No.
Yeah. No, I won't be able to stay up and watch all of the Golden Globes on Sunday night. Mostly because I have a very early morning flight.
You have an early
Sunday,
job.
but...
Jared's upset. He's claimed you're a traitor to the city of Boston.
Well, I don't live in Boston, so
Yeah, well,
that's fine.
maybe that's fair. Haskell says this: I can't get into football game starting at 10 a.m. No,
it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Good.
Gwen says getting used to the Pacific time zone when I move is going to be interesting. You're gonna
all of
Gwen.
this,
It's so
and
easy.
this is all because they've never experienced it. Once you go Pacific, there's no going back, guys. Like,
That's right. That is right.
You
That is
don't know
right.
what you're missing until you get it.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, and someone's going to say, "Well, what about like going to Hawaii? You got to." No, it's too early. It's too early. The Oscars will start at like 3 if you're in Hawaii. That's too early. You got things to do. 5 o'clock is perfect. 10 a.m. for football. My Dolphins are playing at 1:25 my time this week. That's kind of messing up my weekend, so I can't go to my friend's party. But 10 a.m., you finish breakfast by halftime. You're getting some work done on the laptop. The game's over at 1:15. You get your life back. It's wonderful.
It really is. You don't know what you got till it's gone.
Don't know what it's got till it's gone. All right. All right. So
but
late
other
on
than
me.
that, I didn't have it. I watched Wicked for the 3rd time, and halfway through it, I went to bed.
It's on
I was in
streaming
bed
now,
before
right?
10. Yeah,
Wicked's on streaming? Okay.
You can buy or rent it. So
Okay.
of course I did.
All right. When it's free for me, I'll probably put it on in the background and just see what's going on.
I'm sure it will be on Peacock because it is a Universal film.
I don't have Peacock right now. Okay. All right. I'm being honest with you. I listened to the first 2, which were, and for the backstory, for those who are checking in, on an episode of Anytime with Ken and Alden, I revealed a truth about me that I thought some people knew, but maybe not everyone knows. I do not like musical theater. I don't like Broadway. I don't like people singing. I don't like, I will have some bread. I don't like that. And that upset a lot of people. It upset a lot of people. It upset Gwen. It upset Alden. It upset Eli. It upset a lot of the Anytime audience. And then it upset Addie. Addie canceled classes for a day to write me a stern letter. And you offered a great point of view on why the songs, where they come from. That thing you said about when a character, what was it? When a character
when they don't know what else to do and they can no longer speak, they have to let it out through song.
Have to let it out through song.
Idea.
Right. Now, I've always said now my fiance, musical theater major, been in a ton of musicals, loves musicals, took me to see Moulin Rouge. I loved it. At the Groundlings, I actually was known for a sketch I wrote about 2 theme park employees that were buddies, and one was transferring to another ride in the other part. And I wrote a musical number. So it's not that I'm against it, Addie. I just it's something that gets in my craw. But musical theater kids, they're you could tell them who they are on Twitch when they got their Twitch reaction channel. There's a pick me energy. There's a pick me energy I don't like about musical theater kids. And it just rubs me the wrong way. But you stood in the pocket like the Chiefs quarterback Carson Wentz going to do on Sunday. You stood in the pocket. You're like, here, I'm going to make a list of songs to make you understand, if not appreciate it. And I only got to 2 of them, which were, I think, Hamilton songs, because my life kind of took a turn this past week. So where are we at?
Hamilton's a great place to start.
Mm-hmm.
There is a reason that Hamilton, when a few years ago, almost 10 years ago now, good grief, I referred to it as the Hamiltonies. Like, there's a reason
Sure, right.
that Hamilton is the Pulitzer Prize winning phenomenon that it is.
Right.
And
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a great entrance of modern musical theater, because I think a lot of the stuff that you're talking about of like the bread and That's an old-timey Rodgers and Hammerstein musical theater that is that's not the way musicals are done anymore.
Right.
You respect where it came from, but it's not the way musicals are done anymore. So the playlist that I had curated for everyone catching up was a more modern musical theater approach. I mean, we're still on Christmas vacation, Ken. I haven't gone back to work yet. I'm not assigning homework.
Okay,
you get a
that's
2-week extension.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Next week.
Okay, now it sounds like a threat.
I literally got to run. So
there you go. LQ.
I'll give you a 2-week extension on your homework assignment. How's that sound?
It sounds wonderful because I can play Star Wars Outlaw. Listen to it. LQ says I just bought tickets for 2 Broadway shows tonight. LQ, have you thought about going down to a Fridays and playing darts instead? Have you thought about walking on Times Square with a hot chocolate? There's other things you can do. I'm just saying, there's other things you do. I'm kidding. Have a good time.
Oh, I'm being called out in chat for saying, oh, good grief. I work at a Catholic school. I have to say, oh, good grief all the time.
Good grief. Yoinks. Good Laserbolt says, Ken needs a good Klingon opera to get some true perspective on life. Yeah, maybe. But then I have to watch Star Trek, and then that's the other problem. Aaron Parisian, who is a great author, by the way, you all should be picking up her book, says, well, I'm a musical theater lover. I will see that not all musicals are created equal. And I'm fine with that. I'm not here to say they all need to be winners. All right. Spider-Man Turn Out the Dark, did it deserve more than one show? Yeah, maybe.
Also, Gwen, I love old style musicals. I just was trying to get Ken to listen to some. Okay.
Because here's the thing: if we were in a theater,
myself to the chat now.
No, I get it, and Gwen knows I love them, but because if I was in the theater with you, if you were like, all right, you got me to Broadway, and then like we were in like an old timey show, and you'd probably be nervous. You'd be like, oh, please, I hope this is good. Please be good. Please. It's like when you show a movie to someone, you're like, this movie changed my life. I hope they like it, and they're like, eh. And the moment they started like, I feel raindrops on my head. Do you feel the rain? Like you could probably feel the temperature rise in my ears, just the steam coming out. And so you'd need to take me to like a Hamilton Part 2.
Hamilton Part. Now I'm just thinking about what Hamilton Part 2 would be. Anyway, sorry.
Adam Witt gets
Spoiler alert: he dies at the end. So I really don't know what Hamilton Part 2 is.
He rises again. We're not going to let Aaron Burr get. It's called the Burr Reckoning.
The Burr Reckoning. No, it takes place in the afterlife.
All right. So I got 2 weeks.
You got 2 weeks because, like I said, I literally got to run next week, so won't be.
You won't be here. Okay.
I'll be asleep.
You'll be asleep
by this
That's
time
fair.
Next week.
That's fair.
I got to get up real early.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. All right. We got a deal. I'm going to listen to these songs. I'm going to put on Star Wars Outlaws. I'm going to play some Kessel Sabak, and I'm going to listen to the modern musicals that you've selected.
Do I need to remind you in the Discord before the show in 2 weeks?
You can't ping me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 898-4M will probably do it as well. He's a musical fan. He's going to be in the row behind me going, shut up, man. Sit and listen to this song. Raindrops, 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 rain. Yeah. You got people. Addie, I'm the villain here. I'm the villain. You got people on your side here. All right. I have.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
That's all right.
I got nothing.
That's right. You've done the Lord's work already. Addie, I got calls to go and I got things to do. So 898 for shut up, old man. Your time is now. There you go. Addie, thanks for calling in. Good luck with the run next week.
Thank you. I'm very nervous.
How long is the run again? This is the big one?
This is my 4 races in 4 days.
Right. Yes. You're doing yes. All right. You got it. Just double up on the tape. Keep those shin splints from splitting and you're all right.
1 foot in front of the other.
That's all you can do. It's good way to look at 2025. Thank you, Addie.
Thank y'all.
Aaron says, I've been to, good luck, Addie. Everyone's rooting for Addie. Aaron says, I've been to New York like 4 times and seen like 25 Broadway shows. How long were you in New York for? There's so many other things to do. And by that, I mean just walking down to a donut shop. Take the subway to Central Park and get out and go, and then go back. 25 shows. It's impressive. All right, everyone's rooting for Addie here. I'm going to bring in this guy real quick. To those, I'm going to get to everyone here. I got Chris. I got an old friend. I got Jonathan. I got Brennan. But we're going to be quick and to the point because, I'll just tell you, I have to go write about crystal skulls. I have some homework for my day job, so I need to do that. But we got this guy, an old friend, returning to the show. He is from Long Island, the Strong Island, as they sometimes call it. But he's John Mariano. How you doing, Johnny M?
Not bad, Ken. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my friend. You don't seem like a musical guy unless your daughters are in musicals. But am I wrong about that?
So my daughter, my oldest daughter identifies as a theater kid. She's in the drama club. She's in all the plays. So
look,
I'm in the thick of it.
I want the record to reflect I was a drama kid. This is why I don't like drama kids. But we're supportive of your daughter being who she wants to be. That's big for us here.
I will point out to you, I have made the very same comment to my daughter that I don't like theater kids, to which she pointed out to me that she is a theater kid.
God bless you. That's how you parent. Good for her. Good for her to stand up to her dad.
I do have to question how long Erin spent in New York, because I myself have maybe seen 15 Broadway plays in my time here in New York. I live here.
Yeah. I mean, look, if she went, I get it. If you're going there and you're going 4 shows in 4 days, that's impressive. I want Erin to call in, and I want a detailed itinerary of those 4 trips, the length of trips, and how you managed to see 25 Broadway plays in that time.
Yeah. Ken, I once did 2 plays in one day. I did Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark and Rock of Ages in the same day.
No, you didn't. You saw that thing? That thing?
I promise you I saw that thing.
Because seriously, how long was the run? The run was like a week or a month or something, right? It was like...
It wasn't that long, and I got the tickets on super discount, which is why I didn't. I'm like, oh, look, we can go to 2 plays in one day. Like, they were practically giving the tickets away.
I'm so fascinated with that.
They edited out so much, and you could tell, like, Spider-Man was clearly supposed to, like, jump off the balcony and go swinging, and they would have people run up to the tip of the balcony and act like they were jumping, and then another Spider-Man would appear on the stage as if they had jumped.
I wish I'd seen that.
Yeah.
I wish it. And because you two did the music, right? Or at least part of you two, right? Like some of the boys, the band did it.
Yeah. No, you two did the music for it. Like, there were a lot of great names connected to it, and it was as bad as advertised, if not worse.
We got an important question coming in. Matthew Coulinet asks, "What is Pick Me Energy?" Theater kids. It is the center of intent. It's the center of attention seekers, but there's the way they do it. It does not come from a point of confidence, but it's mixed with this exorbitant amount of energy that comes off as maybe insincere, but also comes off as, I'll just say it, not fucking talented. And there's a specific person I will not call out because they're nice enough, but they're in the Star Wars adjacent community, and I see them at every celebration, and they got a hot wife, and they play games and everything, and their channel's very popular. And they're both like theater kids, and I love the God bless, live your life. I cannot be in conversations with them, and it drives me batty. But I was in theater. It wasn't a musical theater. I to take it back, I did 1 musical. I did 2 musicals in 7th and 8th grade. High quality stuff. So, anyways, John, I'm distracted, but your daughter does not have pick me energy though.
No, but she's well aware of it because I make her aware of it. So, I'm like, don't be that kid.
You don't, because you don't. That's why you get along. We don't have We don't have pick me energy. We don't.
No. I'm actually, don't pick me energy is kind of what I feel like.
I have. How dare you pick me energy?
Yeah. I think that's fair.
So if you talk to anyone in the history of the schmoes or the schmodown, generally speaking, well, they'll be like, "Oh, what did you when you first showed up? Who were you afraid of anyone? Oh yeah, Ken Knapsack, the pit boss. I don't have pick me energy. I have do not talk to me energy." And then I warm up. Ask Brandon Hanna. He's probably not still in the chat, but ask Brandon Hanna. I didn't look him in the eyes for 2 years, and he was the sweetest kid, getting me coffee and helping me on the morning shoots. I thought his name was Brad. I don't know. Kidding. I love Brandon Hanna. All right. So what do you got for me, Johnny? Hold on. Jared, shut your mouth. Shut your Boston mouth and chat. All right, go ahead, Johnny.
All right, that's fair. You're yelling at Boston. I'm good with that. No, I was calling in about the sandwich, your hot sandwich take on. I couldn't disagree with you more on hot sandwiches. I can't believe you went there. Like, you don't like hot sandwiches other than the grilled cheese?
No.
What is this?
No, I don't like hot. A French dip is different, Johnny. A French dip is different. Okay?
I got a list for you, Ken. Like,
hit me with your
I
list.
came in with like a list.
And hold on, hold on. I'm acknowledging. Gwen says this: you should be allowed to pursue your passions regardless of talent. I said, bless all theater kids. I 100% agree with that. But I will say, after a certain point of time, this comes from a stand-up comic point of view. If you're not talented enough, you're taking up space, and I think you got to step aside. That's specific to stand-up comedy and pro wrestling. That's all I'll say. But Gwen, I agree with you. Pursue your passions. Yakoveta says I have an amazing friendship recipe. Mariano sucks. Okay, what is your list of hot sandwiches? And I'll tell you where you're wrong.
So first of all, you have all the Italian subs. So you can go meatball hero, chicken parm, eggplant parm. Pick your
Too
poison.
busy. Too busy.
You got all this.
I don't want a chicken parm sandwich.
It's like 4 ingredients.
It's I used to think I liked meatball subs, and then you realize maybe I should just get the meatballs. That's my point, Johnny.
Okay. So
Keep going.
You covered the French dip.
Don't be dissuaded.
Do you remember the Bennigan's Monte Cristo?
No, I don't think I've been to a Bennigan's. I've heard of Bennigan's. I do enjoy Monte Cristos, but they're too much. The only time I've really had at Monte Cristos is at Disneyland at the restaurant, the Blue Bayou. And if you have one, you're done for 2 hours.
And what about pulled pork sandwich, Ken?
Okay, you kind of got me with that one. I'm going to concede the floor on the pulled pork sandwich. The problem, Johnny, is in my heart of hearts, and I'm not saying I'm right, okay? I want anyone, you in chat, to know I'm not saying I'm right. In my heart of hearts, a pulled pork sandwich is a hamburger. It's not a sandwich.
I mean, is it though? It's more like a sloppy Joe, which should also be on your list.
JMB says that is a sloppy Joe's. I don't see that. Sloppy Joe is this, if it's a sandwich, it's a sandwich in the way tomato's a fruit. You know what I mean? Where you're like, technically that's a fruit. Get out of here. Stop with it's a tomato. It's its own thing. But I think a sloppy Joe and a pulled, because Johnny, I love pulled pork sandwiches. There's a great one at Wood Ranch where 8984M should go before he sees my comment. Johnny, why aren't you flying out to my fucking show on Friday? God damn you.
So I could tell you why I'm not doing that, because I just spent a small fortune to spend New Year's Eve with Billy of Long Island.
Okay,
at his concert.
That's fair.
Singing
That's fair.
the Piano Man into the New
Year.
Yeah,
I saw your pictures. That's great. No, yeah. You absolutely should. Okay, so Laserbolt. Laserbolt. You're back in my good graces here. Is as pizza, hot face, open sandwich. That's my point about sloppy Joes. I think they're their own category.
Okay, what about my favorite Thanksgiving leftover sandwich that I heat up? Where I just take every leftover from Thanksgiving and throw it in the oven on bread.
Look, if a quarterback breaks out of a sack and completes a big pass, do you say that was a good play they run? What you're talking about is...
I do, because he did it against Tom Brady, and the guy caught it on his head. And I absolutely call that a
great
pass
moment.
Great 100%, moment. 10 out of 10 times.
Does a helmet count as a catch? But what I'm saying is your leftover Thanksgiving sandwiches, which you can get at like Marie Cat, like that's a sandwich people can order at restaurants. It is an improv. It is a stage. By the way, I was in improv for years, and I don't like improv people, so there you go. Other than Hal Lublin. I don't. Yeah. The only concession so far is pulled pork. So what else you got? Then I gotta let you go.
Oh no! That and the Monte Cristo were my big swings here, man. Like if you can discount the Italian stuff.
Yeah, I'm discounting the Italian. I'm discounting the Italian stuff.
Okay,
I don't.
I got one more swing.
Okay.
What about the roast beef with the gravy with on the garlic bread with some mozzarella?
What are you talking?
Roast beef.
What is that? What you just made up something? What is it? Is it tri-tip sandwich or something?
What about the egg sandwich, Ken? Do you have an egg sandwich yet?
I have it. I did. Jen Murrow treated me to some Bagel Boss. I didn't have the egg sandwich though. Actually, now to think about it, take it back. I haven't had the egg sandwich yet. That's a breakfast sandwich, Johnny. That's a breakfast sandwich. You're dancing. You're dancing with the devil by the pale moonlight here. All right. So what are you describing? Take me through what you just described. You described like a dinner.
Wait. No. There is a New York sandwich. It's a New York staple. You can get it at bars and you can get it at delis.
Okay.
And it is roast beef.
Okay.
On garlic bread.
Okay.
With melted mozzarella, so it's a heated sandwich with
Okay.
gravy.
Look, I'm gonna have that because that sounds wonderful. But I'm taking the bread off and I'm using it to dip. And I think that's a meal, not a sandwich. But I'll tell you what, if that was your Eli Manning to David Tyree Hail Mary there, you won me over with that one. I will have that. I'll fly to New York next week after my show if I had the money to go to have that sandwich.
I will send you. I always send you some pics the next time I order one, Ken.
Please do. Sext me. Johnny Mariano, everybody, checking in from Long Island. Thank you, Johnny.
Have a good one, Ken. Thanks a lot.
All right. Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year. This has been, I was like, I think I might do an hour episode tonight. We're still going. I want to get to these calls because I appreciate the people calling in. Chris King is on the show here right now. Chris, thanks for checking in on Force Center the other day, and now we got you here.
How's it going, Ken? I have some strong opinions for you on the sandwich debate, but I want to hear how you're doing first. I was ready to talk about so many other things. I have a When Harry Met Sally question for you, but
I want the When Harry Met Sally. I'm doing okay. I don't know if you saw the front at the beginning of the show. It was the last couple of days I've been in my cups a little bit, but nothing too bad. Starting the year strong. I'm gonna have a great show next Friday night, headlining show. I'm gonna have the best year of my stand-up career thus far. So I'm excited. I'm good.
Yeah, if I lived on the better timed coast, I'd be out there and I'd go.
Yeah,
cool. But so I wanted to throw two other sandwiches your way, hot sandwiches. If and when you ever come to Philly, you obviously got the cheesesteak, which is like this. I like the cheesesteak. Cheesesteak's great. You got to go to Angelo's if you go to a spot. I'm sure other people might throw some other places in there in the chat if they've been. But I'd actually say the better Philly sandwich is the hot roast pork sandwich.
I'm listening. You have my attention. Look, here's the thing. I think pigs are the cutest little things in the world. I love pigs. I hate that we eat them, but they're tasty. So I'm really there on describe slowly, maybe turn the lights down low in the room you're in. Describe the hot pork sandwich to me.
So typically, at least from all the places I've gotten, hot roast pork sandwich is, it's on a nice Kaiser roll.
Okay.
It's the pork. You get, depending on how much gravy you want. I don't like a lot of gravy. I do like a little bit of gravy so it doesn't get too soggy. You got to make sure that roll is, there to support. And then you add broccoli rabe, and then you can add roasted peppers, or I like adding the long hot peppers because I like some spice in my sandwich as well. That's it.
I'd pull that off only because it wouldn't treat me well later. But what is do I not know what broccoli rabe? I know what broccoli is. What's broccoli rabe? What is that? Is that a topping? Do I not know this?
I mean, it's like basically like chopped up like kind of broccoli with like garlic and
love that. Okay, that's what it's called. See, you learn something new every day. I love that. I'm a fan of broccoli. Buttered up, peppered broccoli. Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Look. I'll tell you why. It's Italian broccoli, says LQ might be one of the smartest people we have. She was one of those worldly smartest people we have in our conversation. Where was I going with this? Okay. Hot pork sandwich. I'm there with you. It's a lot because here's the thing too. When I think of sandwich, I want it to be something I can grab in one hand and probably eat while driving. So that's why there's like a good cold cut deli sandwich. What you're describing is a sit down, put a bib on, but it sounds good. So I would go to Philly and try that with you.
Yep.
And the difference why you've won me over a little easier than Johnny is Johnny came in with a lot of Long Island hubris. And you came in with a calm, collected, let me just try this.
Yeah, there's total hubris as well. I think I think Philly's got the best sandwiches. But anyway,
I thought you were going to say Philly's got the best hubris, which might be true.
that too. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you go to listen. You come to Philly, go to John's Roast Pork. You can get the cheesesteak and you can get the roast pork sandwich, and you're set, man. So that's definitely something you got to do.
You won me over, Chris. You won me over. All right, what's your Harry with Sally question? I'm fascinated by this.
Because I've seen it so many times, similar to what you said. I actually came to it like later in life. I'm 32. I probably came to it in my mid 20s when Harry Met Sally.
A couple years ago. Got it.
Yeah, but I was rewatching it the other night, like I said in the chat earlier, and I think I was just curious, what's like your favorite small moment from that movie? Because like there are so many. Obviously, you got I'll have what she's having. You obviously got Harry coming in at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert.
I wrote that scene out in Final Draft, that final scene. I didn't print it out. I wrote it out. I have a copy of the script out in my living room, but I wrote it out on Final Draft, and I like framed it on my bedroom wall. That's how much I love that final scene.
That's all. I teach when I teach I teach a screenwriting elective at my high school, and I teach the opening scene for dialogue because I'm like, all right, like, yeah, because it's like. Yeah, how do you know? Okay, like what are these characters talking about? What do you know about them? It's a show don't tell lesson, but yeah.
Yeah, my 3 favorite small moments, because you're talking about the big moments. And again, it's such a popular movie, anything might be considered big. But my 3 favorite small moments are when they're on that opening drive from Chicago to New York, and they're talking about the days of the week underpants, and she has that moment where she's like, "Because of Sunday." Just like this great, like, duh, because of Sunday. They wouldn't put Sunday on underpants. I love that moment. Second one, oh, God. Bruno Kirby saying, you made a woman meow with the batting cages with the balls flipping at him.
That's one of my top 2 as well. Yeah.
Love that. I do. Me and some of my friends from the comedy world, this is like in the mid 2000s when I was doing shows at Room 5. My buddies Tom and Mark and everything. There was one of those we would do the Ted Kennedy was shot. We would do that moment over and over when him and Bruno Kirby are talking about that. That and then God, I had one more. Oh, it's Carrie Fisher. I want you to know, I will never, ever want that wagon wheel coffee table. That's my favorite moment. Small moment in the film because Carrie Fisher kills it in that movie.
Yep. No, I 1,000% agree. You nail all the comedy moments. I'm gonna add one serious one. And I'm gonna get out of here because I know you got other calls. Yep. It's when it's right before that, or it's right after that moment. I think when they're fighting out in front after he's seen Helen, and Sally's just laying into him, and I just love how. You can watch everything on Billy Crystal's face, and he's like, are you finished now? And she's like, yes. And he goes, I'm so sorry. And he just hugs her. And it's just, I think that's the moment I think where you go, these 2 people are right for each other.
Yeah. And it's a great moment. It's a great relationship moment. It's a great relationship coaching moment. And it's a great piece of dialogue. Love that movie. I'm going to have to watch. I'm going to watch it this weekend. It's been too long.
You should treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Chris, thanks for calling in. We'll get that Philly sandwich soon enough. All right.
Thanks, Ken. Take care.
Sandwich. Thank you, Chris King, calling in here. A couple more calls left here. I couldn't get to Brendan. He had to go. But Jonathan, you're on. You got a couple minutes here. What do you got, my friend? Good to hear from you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Ken. Very good. Okay, I give you a sandwich recommendation, first of all.
Jonathan, you know I'm going to take one from you. You're a sweetheart. I met you in person, Washington, D.C. What's your sandwich rec?
It's more near my hometown, Alexandria, Virginia. You remember like a ish? Oh, hold on. Someone, Ken.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm calling someone.
Oh, you get.
Sorry, my mom was in the background. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Tell her you're giving a stranger on the internet sandwich recommendations.
And just Ken. Don't worry, cool guy. Don't worry. I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. What is your sandwich recommendation?
It's a special, like a gourmet deli sandwich, basically.
Okay. You've had me. You have me.
It is a sort of like meat of a boar, all that stuff. It's called the Sherwood Gourmet Deli, right in Virginia.
Sherwood Gourmet Deli in Virginia. I go do comedy in this neck of the woods. I'm here.
Yeah, if you come back to DC or somewhere in Virginia, there's a special sandwich place. That's all I can tell you about that.
Okay. Love it. Love it. Thanks, Jonathan.
All right. I just want to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Jonathan.
Happy New Year. And basically, I just want to tell you that I've been doing my little New Year's. I didn't go out type of thing. I'm just busy watching college football games, basically. Just a little bored out.
Okay.
Some exciting games, basically, throughout the week.
After school sports, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, especially the Texas-Arizona State game. Wow.
I didn't see it. But, hey, you got your Commanders this weekend, right?
Yeah, and we're in the playoffs.
You're in. It's just seeding right now. As you know, I got them. Jonathan, thanks for calling in, buddy.
Sorry. I know you were.
All good, man. Thank you, Jonathan. All right. Jonathan Beck, everyone calling in there. We got one more call lined up. He's going to come in here and try to, I don't know what he's going to try to do, but I'm looking forward to it. Jake Iacovetta, bring us home on the show tonight, buddy. What's on your mind? What sandwich do you want me to try? What are you yelling at Mariano about? Talk to me.
Look, man, I just want to say shout out to John Mariano.
Johnny M.
He is as much as I want to like talk shit about him, he's like the greatest guy ever.
He's a great guy. Love you're like as much as I hate him, I love him. I goddamn love him.
He picked me up from the airport, and we got to the Airbnb, and he had a trunk full of like snacks and
he's a dad.
Pack of Bud Light.
He's a Long Island dad. He's prepared.
And as you say, he's a dad. Like he calls me like on my birthday and shit, and his girls, I've met them,
right?
But they call me and like say happy birthday. Like he's just a good guy.
John Mariano is one of the best. His daughters are in great hands and they're wonderful. And I agree with you there. Horrible taste in sandwiches apparently, but I'm going to try that. That last one. It was interesting. Okay. Yeah. All right. I like it. No, I'm with you on that, Jake. I'm with you on that, Jake. So what's on your mind? You have the floor. Jake, did you die? Did John Mariano jump on you and punch you? Jake, we're live to tape. We're live. Where are you? You're showing that you're connected, Jake. Is that all you had to say? He's gone. He's gone. All right. I'm out of here. I'm gone. You know what? We started with a little bit of a rough show because the world events kind of got to me. The world kind of got to me. But I had a great time hanging out with all of you. I want to recommend some things on the way out. If you're a fan of DuckTales, order this book, The Art of DuckTales by my buddy Ken Plume. Check that link, deluxe edition. Get a hold of that. My buddy Aaron Alexovich has a wonderful, wonderful graphic novel out there right now called Shock City. Check that out wherever you can get graphic novels online. Also, check out Blue Star Meditation podcast put together by a wonderful friend of mine. Has guided meditations for specific things. Got a headache? That's his most popular one. Check it out. Scan those QR codes or just search Blue Star Meditation. And hey, if you're local, be like 8984M. Get in a bus, go to Woodwrench, and then swing on over. Though I'll tell you what, Flappers has got great food. Got great food. Catnap Sucks Hot Burbank Nights #2, Friday, January 10th, 7:30 p.m. in the Yoo-Hoo Room. Elisa Phillips, Lisa Gottman, Karen Haber, Joseph Scrimshaw, and Winston A. Marshall. Going to be a great show. Please come on out so I can keep doing more of these shows. I will be headlining that one as well. You are all wonderful. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to do it again. See you next week. It's a great lineup indeed. That is it. Bye-bye, my friends. Goodbye.